Well, hi guys. Today I'm going to show you a different sort of stream. Actually, I'm trying to find my highest elo right now. I'm making this video because a lot of people, and I mean it, a lot of you have been asking about my configuration through past month, right? I haven't actually said it. I mean, I tried to, but it's difficult because I change it a lot. Right now I'm just going by looking for my highest elo. Well, supposedly my highest elo is like 2K44 as you can see here. Okay, so I'm beginning with the video. A lot of people have asked me. I'm sorry, I'm going to begin again. It's not usual for me to make this kind of videos, right? So yeah. Yeah, a lot of people has asked me my configurations, right? Like which is my sensitivity in EDPI. This guy is asking, or yeah, my configuration for YouTube Shorts. This guy is talking about my HUD, right? Why my crosshair move when I shoot. What app do I use to show my kill feed on the shorts? Most of you just ask for my crosshair, right? My crosshair, my HUD, my view model, my sensitivity, and yeah, I'm going to answer your questions. I'm really sorry that I haven't told you before, but yeah, I don't have much time, right? And when I do, I like to play. That's most of it. I have a daily job and I'm very exhausted most of the times. I'm sleeping like 4 hours each day. It's not easy, but I do it. Why? Because I love this game, and actually, bro, does your crosshair only show when walking? What the fuck? Okay, so I'm not completely accustomed to make this sort of videos, and I must say first that I don't recommend my configuration to anyone. This is the PSA, and that's one of the reasons I haven't told you before. It's because I don't think you should use my configuration. I did reach Faceit 10 a few months ago using this configuration, just solo queuing, right? I don't play with a team. Right now in Faceit is not the most accurate representation of your skill, because you can queue with a person with 500 elo and just boost your account, right? You create a new account and yeah, there are tons of smurfs in level 10. That's an issue. But I reached level 10 just by myself, solo queuing all the way up to 10. And I did it with using my configuration, which I don't recommend, as I said earlier, because it will make your games more difficult. It will mess with your muscle memory. It will mess with your crosshair placement. I'm actually trying to find the most difficult way to play the game and play the game. Um, yeah, let me mention, however, that I'm not using strange keybinds, like there are people who plays with their arrow keys to move, or strange things like that, right? Even pros that have different keybinds. I'm using the usual keybinds. That's normal right there. But I'm actually using also talking about that, I'm not also using this Fallen, the configuration for Fallen, right? You know Fallen, the Brazilian opera and in-game leader, the professor, I think is his nickname. He has a crazy configuration that when scoped he is aiming a bit faster, right? Like 1.10 faster. That's also something I don't do. And maybe you can compare me to Holzerk from what's this team? A team from the US, Holzerk. Complexity. And this guy also, he's a person who I admire, right? Why I do this, why I try to make my game more difficult, is something only I have always done. I find it more rewarding reaching or overcoming obstacles than making the game easier, right? So I did say you shouldn't use my configuration, but this is too much. There are too many people asking for my crosshair codes, right? Or my sensitivity, or which is my Viewmodel, or which is my, I don't know, my HUD commands. And so, without further ado, I'm going to answer them. That's why I'm making this video. So first, I'm going to put a map right now. Let's go here. Let's go here. Aimbots, the classic, right? And I show you what I mean with my configuration being strange. So first, you can see that when I move, my crosshair also moves. This is called the dynamic crosshair. What I make different than other people don't when using this dynamic crosshair is that it has a negative gap. What do I mean with negative gap? Negative gap. Let me try that again. I'm sorry. So as you can see right now, my crosshair moves when I move, right? This is called a dynamic crosshair. Some of you know that. What I make different than other people is that I use a negative gap command. This means that writing CL crosshair gap minus the amount, right now I'm using 23, instead of my crosshair opening when I shoot, it will close. Instead of, yeah, as you can see, it goes smaller when I move, right? And that's because of dynamic crosshair. When I spray, and here is going to be something weird too, I'm using also follow recoil as a command. And yeah, instead of opening, it goes smaller, and I like it. It's weird, and that's the first thing I make strange with my configuration. Yeah, I'm posting all my configuration in this video description, so don't worry. The other thing that you can see just when I boot my game is that I have a small HUD, right? I make this for YouTube videos, most of it, and for shorts. Why? Because when I frag someone, look, the kill feed is now displayed on the center of the screen. When I make this a 9:16 short, I can actually show you what happened, right? If I hit a headshot, how many people I fragged without editing the video, right? As I said earlier, I don't have much time, I work a lot, so yeah, and I sleep very little, so I don't have time to edit my videos. This started just being that HUD configuration, and you can configure your game like this using this command. Wait a second, I'm going to edit this because I forgot. That's the SafeZoneX command. There is the SafeZone-Y command as well, right? It makes things smaller, or yeah, the SafeZoneX is for the horizontal aspect ratio, I think, and SafeZone-Y is for the vertical aspect ratio. So right now SafeZoneX for me, what I'm using is 0.28 apparently, 0.288 actually. Why? Because radar doesn't block some other aspects, right, of my videos. And I also like this configuration because when I make a short, you can see how many bullets do I have, which weapon do I have, if I have a kit, if I have the bomb, how much HP do I have left, and all that information. And I can also show you my radar, right? Most CS streamers, yeah, right now they like to hide the radar because it gives the enemy information that you don't want them to have. However, I find more appealing giving my viewers, or giving anyone who's watching, all the information that I also receive, right? That's why I use a lot of delay, which, yeah, is troublesome, and it actually affects my live streams because I can't answer you instantly when I'm playing CS because of the stream sniping situation that might happen. But yeah, I'm not hiding my radar. I want you to see it. The next thing I want to talk about is, as you can tell, my view model is strange, right? Valve added a few months ago the left side view model that was in CSGO, and yeah, I'm using it just because with H is the default keyband to change it. I don't change it. I never press H, right? It's not like in CSGO that it changed your view model instantly and there was no animation. But right now, when you press H, you can shoot because it's like quick switching between weapons. So what I did here, I'm sure there is a command, and I'm posting it right now in the screen. But as I'm a noob, I do it from the in-game configuration. I go to match, this HUD, maybe? Is it HUD? Maybe it's not HUD. Where is it? I'm sorry. Game? Is it game? No, it's not game. Come on. I got this. Here. Game and objects. I'm set up for left in the dominant hand. My preferred dominant hand is left. So yeah, that's first. And the other thing that you might see is that everything is in the center, right? That's the view model commands that are as follow. I'm showing them to you in the screen right now, but yeah, it's view model FOV 68, Viewmodel offset x -1, Viewmodel offset y 2, Viewmodel offset z -2, Viewmodel preset pos 3. And that's it. That's my Viewmodel. I minimized. So, what else? The other thing, and this is what I think is the most strangest thing I do in the game right now, is my sensitivity. As some of you might remember that in CSGO there was this thing called acceleration. You actually could write in CSGO and actually in 1.6 as well. This is a thing that has always existed, even in source. You could write in your commands underscore, I think it's underscore, mouse acceleration, mouse custom acceleration, or something like that, right? Yeah, mouse custom acceleration 3, and then you could mess with your commands and set it up as you wanted. They removed that from CS2, sadly. So since I have been using this configuration for a long time, so I'm a 1.6 player that have been using this for years and years, I had to go to another route, right? I downloaded this application right now. It's called raw acceleration, and here there are also some more commands, right, to set up your game. This the raw acceleration I currently use is jump, right? There are plenty. I used to use power, motivity, natural. I have used all of them, but right now I'm set up with jump. Why? Jump makes it so user sensitivity is normal, right? When you move the mouse to a certain speed, but when you sweep it really fast, it jumps. So it feels as if you have two accelerations or two sensitivities, which I enjoy a lot. It's really strange. But it makes the game really difficult, and it will mess with your muscle memory. So, as I said earlier, PSA, don't use my configuration. It will make your game more difficult. So I can go here, and with a swipe of the mouse, I do a 720, right? It's not even a 360. If I move the mouse too fast, it will go way fast. So I'm trying not to swipe the mouse fast, not really. Or when I do, it's just a control flick, right? What mouse acceleration does, however, is that you don't have to. You can do a complete 360 only using your wrist movement, and however, it also counts as low sensitivity. So if you need to adjust and you don't move the mouse fast, you can do this, right? Move it really slowly until you want to swipe it. And this is configuration that I'm using. Also, as I said earlier, this will mess with your muscle memory, and it will make it more difficult to shoot people, right? When I don't use mouse acceleration, I'm actually a bit better, but I think it's boring, so I don't. And this will also mess with and this configuration will also mess with your long jumps. If you like KZ or things like that, it will mess with your long jumps. I used to do KZ. I used to do a lot of KZ, and I had a standard long jump, right? I could do them consistently. Right now is much more difficult. So yeah, these are the main commands that I use, and I don't think you should use, but since you are so curious, I'm giving them to you, right? There are a lot of things, other things, right? But they, like, yeah, the color of the HUD, and I'm using damage prediction right now. Yeah, I'll always jump with the newest configuration or the strangest thing I can, just because I wanted to set up my game in the strangest way possible, and it makes me perform poorly, so don't use this configuration. I'm also giving you my CFX files, is that how you say it? My configuration.cfg, my config.cfg. Here you actually need to set up some things in here, right? Because, for instance, your view model will change every time you boot. It will go to the default view model. If you set up here, where is it? Yeah, if you set here the view model, it will always be set up this way. So yeah, I hope I don't miss anything. I think that's all, right? I think that's all. So yeah, I hope you learned something, and as you can remember, in the video description you can access all of these configurations. Please like and subscribe. I appreciate your help, and I am actually really sorry that it took me this long to give you this configuration. As I said earlier, I don't have much time. I wake up, and 4 hours before working, I want to play a game. I don't want to be doing this. Right now I want to be playing a game. I don't want to be doing this. But yeah, I'm sorry it took me this long. Okay, I think that's it. That's what I wanted to do. Let me see if I missed something. Hey, White Angel, I'm sorry, I was making a video. Wait. Sorry, I was. Did I miss something though? Let's remember. What was it? Well, I'm making a second intro right now, just because it took me a lot of time. And maybe I can do this smoothly, so I don't have to edit as much. I'm going to go through this video as quickly as possible. First, I'm gonna say I'm sorry for it took me a lot of time to make this video. There are plenty of reasons. I have a daily job, that's one of them, and I recently moved to Europe, and yeah, there are plenty of reasons. And I also don't like to be talking too much. I just want to show you gameplay, because my configuration is actually strange. and that's the reason most of you are interested in my configuration. But even though I know you're interested, one other reason that makes me that I really don't think one of the reasons I didn't give you this configuration earlier is because configuration. Sorry, trying this again. Talking. Hello guys, I'm making this video today because it has been overwhelming, the amount of questions I have been receiving over on my YouTube over last year. People asking for my crosshair code, right? Which is my crosshair code? What is my crosshair code? However, and what's my view model? What's my HUD? It has been a lot, right? I have too many comments regarding this question, this inquiry that you have, and it's difficult for me to answer all of them. Also because I change my configuration a lot, something that you shouldn't, but I do it because I do everything that's wrong, right? That's the thing with me. I like to play the game different than most people. That's what gives me enjoyment with the game, right? That's what I enjoy about the game. Without further ado, let's jump into the game and show you what I mean. First, as you can see, my crosshair is normal, it's a dot crosshair. However, as many of you have seen, it's a dynamic crosshair, right? Dynamic means that when you shoot or move, in this case, because you can set it up so it just moves when you shoot and not when you move. I do it with both. The deal with this dynamic crosshair and what's different from other players is that it's a negative gap crosshair. What does that mean? Well, that means that using, let me actually just for this video I'm going to make it bigger, right? So you can see it better. So this is not the crosshair I'm using, right? I change it a little bit for this video's sake. So as you can see, this is a dynamic crosshair. What does that mean? Well, that means that when I move and shoot, my crosshair also moves. You can set it up so it only moves when you shoot, but I do it both ways, right? Not in that way. So what's different, however, is that I use a negative gap crosshair. Usually when you set up your gap in the crosshair, you go up the scale, you go 1, 2, 3. However, I'm going -1, -2, -3. Why is that? Because I found out that when is a negative gap, and you can only go negative through your commands, right? You can set that up in through your settings by clicking. It has a limit, but within your commands, it actually doesn't have a limit. So I'm using right now negative gap -23. That means that instead of having a crosshair that opens when you shoot, it goes smaller. and I actually like that. It's strange, right? Also, I recently started to use a follow recoil configuration. That means that when I spray or even shoot, the crosshair also moves, showing where the bullet will go, right? Remember, these are things you shouldn't do. I do them because, yeah, it's me. The other thing many of you ask is regarding my HUD. As you can see, everything is right in the center. I do this because I make a lot of shorts, right? And I don't have time, as I said earlier. So with this, I can show you everything that's happening on the game without the need of editing the video, right? As you can see the kill feed, the radar, the how many bullets do I have, how much HP. CS players or CS streamers actually don't like showing you their radar, right? Because if they play without delay, they will get stream sniped, and their team will get, they will know with a single glance of your stream, they will know where your team is all over the map. However, I play with a lot of delay. It's hurting my live views, but I actually find it more appealing to show you something that others don't, right? Which is the information that I gather from the radar, like where's bomb, like I spotted an enemy just looking at the radar, right? Where I have to rotate because bomb was spotted, and plenty more. I can show you that this using this type of HUD. This is done by the command save sonex and save sonex and save son y command. My save sonex is 0.288, so it looks like this, and my save zone y is 0.9, so it goes a little bit, yeah, you know. And when you're watching me on your cell phone, if you do, it's easier for you to recognize how many bullets do I have and so on, right? The other thing many of you have seen or see in my configuration just by looking at the screen is that my view model is really strange. And yeah, it is strange. It's all centered, right? I like it. There are a couple of reasons actually. One of them, I started using this view model when I was playing once and an enemy came in a position that was hidden under my view model, right? I didn't see him, and I thought to myself, okay, this view model sucks. Maybe I would love it to be smaller. And right now, it covers less screen than it usually does, right? I actually think it's better, but you have to get used to it, right? This view model is also set to the left, and you do that by pressing escape. You're going to your settings, going to game, going to objects, and left dominant hand right here. Yeah, that's with view model. Remember, however, when you set up this sort of configuration, you must go to you must set it up every time you boot up the game, so it doesn't save, right? It's what I want to say. So you need to go to your game folders, Steam user data 3271 8, 9 to 11, 730, I don't know, local CFG. You have to find this, right? I think it's the number is different for others, and well, here you will have a config.cfg folder, or maybe you have to create it. I don't actually remember. Well, but in here you can manually write or manually change your view model, right? So here, my view model right now is view model FOP 60, view model offset X -1, view model offset Y 2, view model offset Z -2, view model preset post 0. I think that's what you need, right? Okay, the other thing, yeah, let me go here, that I use different than others is my sensitivity. If you saw my sensitivity right now, I'm at sensitivity 1, I think. Yeah, sensitivity 1, 500 dpi. But I also use a custom acceleration, right? I have used custom acceleration since 1.6, and then I use mouse acceleration in source, and then I use mouse acceleration in CSGO. However, when CS2 was released, Valve didn't like it. I mean, they cut off a lot of things, and since this was a configuration that most people don't use for good reason, they removed it from the game. There are a few players that have used mouse acceleration, Swag for instance, or I think Santares, I'm not sure. However, they use a slight mouse acceleration, what makes my game a slight mouse acceleration. What makes my configuration different from others is that my configuration is actually, my mouse acceleration is actually very, very high. I'm going from slow, and then I swipe, and it's a full turn, right? Like sometimes, it's not even a 360, I do, yeah, many, just with a simple swipe. However, when you go slow, you can actually go slow. I started doing this in 1.6 when I broke my hand once, and I couldn't move my mouse that much, right? So yeah, I looked for a way to overcome this, and using a high sensitivity wasn't doing it for me. So I found mouse acceleration, and yeah, until this day I haven't gone back. However, how I said earlier, the Valve removed that from CS2, so I had to go to this program, raw acceleration, and as you can see, it also has a lot of values. I have used linear, classic, all of them, jump, natural, motivity, power, etc. The one I have used the most is power. However, as I said earlier, I changed my configuration a lot. So I'm using jump right now with a smoothness of 1, input 16 and output 24. It's just what I feel, it feels right to me, right? This kind of configurations will mess with your muscle memory, and it's not really advised to use this kind of configuration. That's why you see no pros using these things, right? It's just plain bad. However, I did reach level 10 using these commands. As you can see here, my higher elo is 2K, and then I went down again because yeah, Faceit 10 is also not what it used to be, right? Right now most Faceit 10s are just smurfs, or yeah, people 5 stacking with new accounts. in boosting a Faceit 10 account, right? Like you can actually, if you are not playing premium, you can go to level 10 playing with a guy with 500 elo. There can be a 2k difference between your duo and yourself, right? And that sucks. That plain sucks, because yeah, you have 3 level 10s, 4 level 10s playing together. Whoever, some of them are playing with new accounts. Even some of them are burners account as well. They just lose matches to go the lowest rank, to get the lowest rank possible. So when you are a Faceit 5, for instance, you go against 4 level 10s, but one of them has 3k elo and the others have 500 elo, and you with 1k elo are, yeah, you're not going to win that match. And that's what's happening with Faceit right now. So this doesn't mean much. However, you can do this kind of stuff with my configuration. It's just going to be much more difficult than if you just stick with what the pros are using, right? Quick disclaimer: I'm not saying I'm using the most. I'm not saying I've used all of the strange configurations. You have players like Fallen, for instance, that are using a higher scope sensitivity, like 1.1, I think it is, and it's crazy to me. Like when he scopes, his mouse is faster, right? There are commands like that I don't personally use, and also my key bindings are not that strange. But yeah, I think that's it for my video. Thank you for watching. I'm really sorry it took me this long. As I said earlier, I have a daily job, I don't earn much, and I sleep very little, right? So when in my free time, I don't want to be doing this kind of things. I just want to play the game. Yeah, that's it. Please like and subscribe. Thank you very much for all the support, and to all the people that have commented on my YouTube asking for crosshair, or saying I look like Neil deGrasse Tyson, or that are saying that are asking about my Viewmodel, my HUD, everything that I said earlier, my sensitivity. I'm really sorry I didn't answer before. I changed my configuration a lot, so I couldn't be on the phone, because I don't do this. I never open YouTube like I'm doing right now on my gaming PC, right? This is just for the video. So having my crosshair code, having my crosshair code on hand to give it to you is not possible. So I made this video. I hope you enjoy it. Here you can find my current configuration, but I'm not promising I'm not changing that in the near future, because I will change my configuration. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.